trip up the North Fork River. Thought I better switch it on. Show you the good parts at least. There's some boring parts of this trip. Anyway, so this is a series of videos I'm making sharing this particular road. It's the North Fork of the Flathead River. So if you want to see the other ones, look at my video list. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't have a good way to edit and splice, and I'm gonna share this road because I don't go up here very often. At least for my own keeping, you know. I think it'd be nice to have my YouTube videos like my kind of like my personal photo album made of videos. So that'd be nice to be able to look back and watch these later on in life and send these to my friends and see if I can twist their arm if they want to take a fun truck ride with me here in Montana. Just an example of what one is like, huh? Yeah, so we're going north towards Canada. We could be there if we kept going for a while. Near the end of the Whitefish Range and near Glacier National Park. This is North Fork of Flathead, so it's all glacier water. I wish I could go down there. I just stopped off a moment ago to make some adjustments. Okay, so I thought I would possibly stop back there if I remember and see if I can get a good point of view. I could find another stop off along the way, so I'll take that into consideration. If I see a good stop off up here. Now I was really hoping to reach a certain point in this road. I just, you know, expected to be up here any minute. I was going to mention, as I mentioned in the last clip here, I have a little story to tell if we get up here about the time I decided to go camp out overnight and then wake up the next day to pick huckleberries. And we had Rosie's 93 Chevy Suburban. It had had its transmission rebuilt, but something went wrong with it on the way down the next morning. So we went up to Moose Lake, and I think the road was so damn bumpy, you know, it shook that piece out, and the transmission fluid was leaking out, and we got stuck up there. So it was in the morning, the sun was out, and so Nick and I kind of had to park that truck there and figure out something, and we thought, well, the best thing to do is start hiking. And I said, you know something, Nick? Don't worry, any minute there will be someone here to help us. And here we are. I think we're coming up on it, so I was hoping I could tell you about it. Da 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 da. So anyway, so we got it right down. Perfect timing. And so somebody was driving a little side-by-side type of thing, one of those little four-wheel drive things. And they brought us down here to this camp. So there's a summer camp here of some kind where they get kids to come out and learn about the forest. And then Nick and I came down and we kind of hung out by this river. So this is, I think this is Big Creek. So this is what everything's named after, Big Creek Campground. And then the road up here is where we went when we had our incident. And so anyways, it was just it was such a nice experience, you know, having that breakdown, because it's like, you know, that's the scary thing about going back here. Like if you're not prepared and you break down, it's like, oh heck. At any rate, we weren't, you know, too far off the beaten path. So if you're going back here, sometimes there are a lot of other people back here, and you know, when it's that time of year, you will run into other people who like to spend their time outdoors. So you're not really alone. I mean, you saw a lot of traffic coming out of here, didn't you? So there's Big Creek Road. So Nick and I went up that way. So let's take a quick look around the area. So there we have part of the park there, and that is where we went. Oh, exciting to remember. Da 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 da, Moose Lake. There we have it, Moose Lake. That's the sign. I got to see Moose Lake. I found it on the map, and I thought, ooh, let's go there. So we went there, and we stayed the night, and we woke up and had like a little snack, and we were going to go down and find some huckleberries. You know, I had no idea where to look. I was just going to figure it out. Use my best instincts, right? Everything I knew about huckleberries. And the transmission fluid started leaking out and spoiled our fun. But you know, with that person helping us out, we got hold of our household. So Nick's family and my family put together a plan, and what we did was had them bring us some transmission fluid, and we just put the fluid in there and drove it until the fluid leaked out, and then put another quart until, you know, and we got it down to where the tow truck driver said to take it. He said take it down to where the pavement begins, and we'll pick it up from there, because they don't want to drive up a dirt road, he said. And then the poor truck driver, the tow truck driver came, and he turned too early, and he went way up into the mountains, and he couldn't find the truck after they told us they don't do that, right? So it didn't make no sense. Anyways, it was great because they took the truck in, and it was included in the warranty, so there must have been something wrong with it that they could fix without charging us more. Because I was really heartbroken. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think we just destroyed Rosie's truck. Now I got to show you this ugly side of the mountain. Oh my goodness. Isn't that just terrible? Oh, check that out. Now this is cool right here. Yeah, I can see some good stuff. I don't know if the film is going to do as good a service to you, but you know, I'm seeing cool stuff I want to share, you know, this whole idea. Anyway, so that, it's definitely a good wake-up call. Like, if I ever make another trip like that, I want to make sure I'm well prepared and I have people back in town that are ready to receive my call if I need any help. And right now, I'm not really in a good position for that exactly, so I was thinking, you know, maybe if I could work on my networking, then I'll consider doing stuff like that a little more often. But that's the thing, you know, I used to just take the truck out and camp out overnight in the middle of summer, you know, and I took the truck up Desert Mountain. There's plenty of people going up and down that. There's plenty of cell phone service, because there's actually a cell phone tower at the top of it. I've tried it in other occasions, but this occasion was the one that challenged us the most. So you don't see rock outcroppings very often around here. It seems like we usually have a vertical forest on all the mountainsides, right? So there you have it. Some more rock outcropping right there. Yeah, so we're going right around the bottoms of these mountains. These are part of probably the end, just like right along the edge of the Whitefish Mountains, pretty much. Right at this point. And then, river's out there somewhere. I'm not looking. I'm keeping my eye on the road and just kind of blind. So I do this when I drive. I blind shoot. I don't really have anyone to help me. So my main priority is, if you're gonna do this, keep your eye on the road. And I like to film where there's like not a lot of traffic, anyways. You know, I think I'm really conscientious about that. You know, so as long as I can keep it on the road, we can do this. Yeah, we're kind of up there, coming along the side of a mountain now. So to get to that river, I'd have to hike down the hillside to get down there. So really hoping for, yeah, there's some information. I wonder if this is anything I need to know. Let's take a look. Alright, so I could go to the park by going this way. So that's a way in, and then Pole Bridge is another 13 miles. Alright, so if you're gonna go in there, I think you gotta have a park pass or something to show the rangers. Now, I think, you know, it'd be a good idea. Alright, maybe they're going this way too. I was gonna let them go in front of me in case I feel like going slow. But we'll see. If they look like they want to get around me, I'll let them around me. So there's a pull off right there for just occasions. Just like that. See, turn on headlights. A lot of people don't know this, but you should have your headlights on driving out here, because we go into shady places. See that we're in the shade right now? It just helps other people know there's a vehicle coming down the road. Not so much so that you can see. Yeah, and I'm going to show you out the window while I'm driving. And the, you know, nice thing about this is, again, I can watch this later. So, you know, when I came up here to live with Rosie and I started taking over driving duties, she loved it because she's always been the driver. See that? That's a steep hillside right off to the side there. So one false move will be taking the shortcut, right? Anyways, that's what Rosie would tell me. She loved being the passenger for change and being able to watch out the window, you know? Because you miss a lot when you're driving. You're trying to keep your eye on the road, right? So sometimes people do have accidents in the mountains trying to look out the window and drive, right? So nowadays we can have somebody tape it and then watch the replay. Look at that there. That's different, you know, being in the truck. But yeah, it's as far as the footage goes, like one moment I'm seeing something beautiful, next moment there's the bushes, and then there's the bar the windows connect. The frame of my truck, right? Yes, nice shot of the frame of. It's worse than taping my thumb, I tell you. Anyways, I don't know how far I got before I see anything else. So this is what we're looking at for a while here. There's a gradual incline until you reach the Continental Divide. So basically, that's what we see. You can see out the other window. So I was really hoping for one more shot of that to share out my right window. So anyways, I may have to pause it for a while and wait till I get to another place. And we'll get a change of scenery soon. I'll see you then.